Hi, I'm Lauren Masi, Doctor of Physical Therapy and board-certified orthopedic clinical specialist. I'm also the owner and clinical services director of Bay Area Physical Therapy and Lafayette Physical Therapy. Today we're going to talk about some tips to alleviate foot pain from plantar fasciitis. So what is plantar fasciitis? If you've watched any of our other blogs on fascia, I normally refer to fascia as a thin connective tissue that lines all of our organs, muscles throughout the body. However, the plantar fascia, which sits in the bottom of our foot, is actually one of the thickest fascias in our body. It's a very thick connective tissue. It helps assist some of the ligaments to support the arch of our foot. Now, for different reasons, that can get injured, it can get inflamed, overstretched, even torn for some people, and it affects the way that we can move. It's very painful, as when our foot hits the ground, the intent of our joints in our foot are to be shock absorbers and to kind of splay a little bit and open. And when that plantar fascia gets tugged on, it can pull at its insertion onto your heel on the undersurface of your foot. Some people will feel local pain in that area. Other people will feel it through the whole arch of the foot, almost to the ball, as the plantar fascia extends and almost has finger-like projections to each of what we call the metatarsal heads at the ball of our foot for each toe. Now, when it comes to what can you do for this at home, number one thing you should do is ice when it first happens. If you feel any inkling of it starting to come on, ice is a natural anti-inflammatory, so minimum of 10 minutes, no more than 20, and you can put it on the heel area and through the whole arch. Now, a common complaint I get is, oh, well, that doesn't feel good, or it's cold outside, or it makes my foot feel tighter. And that's okay. It's a temporary effect to not let more fluid go to the area to inflame the tissues. You will thaw out, your foot will loosen up, and go back to normal. A fun way to do this for the plantar fascia is to freeze a water bottle, because sometimes you just want a little bit of a massage in that arch of the foot. When an area is inflamed, it often guards. So you'll feel like it's tight in there because the muscles are going, oh, something's wrong, and it's making tightness in the arch of the foot. So you can give yourself a little bit of a self-massage while you're icing with a frozen water bottle. After you've iced, you can also use a tennis ball, even just as a general massage while you're sitting in a chair, under a table, no one even has to know you're doing it, in the arch of the foot. I usually recommend no more than 2 minutes at a time, but you can do it throughout the day. Be aware of how much pressure you're using. You don't want to beat it up and make it be so painful. You want to make sure that you can relax into the stretch. Also, when you have the ball in your arch, you can lift your toes gently, and that's going to add a little bit more stretch through that area. Now, if you get to a point that the ball doesn't feel like it's deep enough, you can stand and roll on it as well. But again, just make sure you aren't putting too much pressure. Another good thing to consider is supportive footwear. So before you got your plantar fasciitis, was there a change in your activity level? If you are a runner, did you increase your mileage? Did you get a new pair of shoes? If you're not a runner, did you just get a new pair of shoes, new pair of dress shoes or something like that, which might not be as supportive as your foot is used to, and you might not have a lot of strength in the intrinsics, the little small muscles in between all your toes and in your foot, and your foot didn't respond well to that pair of shoes. So I don't think everybody has to rush out and get a pair of custom orthotics, but it is something that you can talk to one of your medical professionals about to take a peek at your feet and see if something custom to you would be helpful. But otherwise, I do recommend a couple different supportive shoes. We are not sponsored by any of these companies. However, we do in our clinics sell Archies flip-flops. They have the flip-flops with the V that goes between your toes. They also sell a slide version if you don't like that. But these have a nice built-in arch support to them on a memory foam kind of base. So there's a little bit of squish to it, because sometimes patients will complain that if they have that heel pain from plantar fasciitis, that heel strike is the most painful as your foot hits the hard ground. So having a little bit more cushion there can be a good thing as well. In the winter time, personally, I own a pair of Vionic slippers. Again, no sponsorship included, but they do have a nice built-in arch support in a fuzzy slipper. That can help give you support even when you're at home. If you are someone who does have orthotics, I do recommend you're wearing them all day long, even around your house in some form or another, which is why I'm saying maybe a pair of house shoes, because your body gets used to having that support of the shoe during the day or in your athletic shoes or your custom orthotics that might be in your daily shoes. And then you go home and you take that support out, and now your foot is splaying out and getting stretched, and you're tugging on that insertion of the plantar fascia into your calcaneus, that bone in your heel, which can be painful. So in addition to that, if those little simple strategies don't help, then please reach out to a physical therapist today and we can help give you a little bit more insight. One of the things that we offer here at Bay Area Physical Therapy and Lafayette Physical Therapy is the Class 4 laser that does help with pain and inflammation to help settle those tissues to allow you to participate more in your therapy sessions. After we've treated the acute pain in your foot, we are going to look at the whole chain. You might have tightness in your calf muscles, which stretching your calves can help. And also, you might have weakness all the way up in your hips. For example, if you're a runner, we need to make sure your hamstrings and your hips are strong so that when you're running, you're propelling from your larger muscles higher up and not trying to use all the little muscles in your foot, which could be contributing to your plantar fascia pain. So again, if you need any assistance, please reach out to Bay Area Physical Therapy today for a complimentary consultation. For more information on some of the topics covered in this vlog, you can look at some of our other vlogs on inflammation, overcoming foot pain, fascia, scar tissue, balancing rest and activity, and even more information on our laser. Thank you.